Hello everyone and welcome to Politics Today on Channel Television. I'm Sheung Wakimbaloye. There are times when you feel that with all its faults and dangerous fault lines, it is a great honor to be a Nigerian. It is a new and valuable chapter in our democratic history that exactly 4 years after the same treachery that once befell the PDP has befallen the ruling APC, as Honorable Yakubu Dogara and Senator Bukola Saraki, with a chain of rebellion, turned the table against their party to emerge as Speaker and Senate President against all litany of odds. The Tuesday thriller would remain historic in Nigeria. It was a development foretold, but it was equally an eloquent testimony to the veracity of that ageless axiom. History was a way of repeating itself. That is what is popular, and that's what we know. The drama enacted itself on the floor of the two chambers, as the PDP had learned well the political history lessons which the ACN taught it. In the 7th National Assembly, and with the birth of the 8th National Assembly, the student had matured sufficiently to become the teacher, and this time it taught the APC some earth-shaking lessons in political strategy. It was a merciless routine, a complete decapitation of the APC, and a climax of one of the most intense political manipulation in recent history. For now, the PDP has clearly won round one in this 4-year bout of politics. More importantly, with a masterful opening gambit, the PDP has put the APC on notice that it boldly and relentlessly intends to pursue, to overtake and recover all that it has lost. The issue now is, will Saraki and Dogara deliver? Has the election been duly conducted in accordance with the dictates of the Nigerian Constitution and the Constitution of the party? Does the APC expect the PDP to fold its arms while she grows? Is the emergence of Saraki and that of his deputy, EKWEREMADU, a blend of both transformation and change? Is this a foretaste of things to come in Nigeria's politics? This episode explores the predominant question on the minds of many Nigerians. And all of these and other questions which are provoking new debates are what we'll be looking at on today's program. Welcome to the program. Once again, join us to look at the outcome of the National Assembly leadership and the implications. Is a former advisor to former president and a former lawmaker in both chambers of the National Assembly. I'm being joined by Senator Florence Ita-Giwa. Thank you so much for being a part of the program.
Thank you.
Just for a moment, let's take a look at how things are now from the leadership of the two houses. Let's take a look at the two men who are going to be leading the two parties. Let's start from the upper chambers. It's a blend of the two parties, two unlikely parties, if you may call it, the ruling party and the opposition PDP. Senator Abubakar Bukola Saraki, with his position as the Senate President now, after all unsaid. He's from Kwara Central Senatorial District and from the North Central region of the country. Don't forget that time when we all were talking about zoning of this position. Eventually, North Central is having it. He's of the APC and is 53 years of age. Well, let's flip the page now and look at the man who is like a Bates, of course, allowing Senator Bukola Saraki to have an easy ride into this position, the man who got the deputy Senate President. That's a big role in which the APC is saying they've not been fairly treated in this matter. Senator Ekweremadu, deputy Senate President. This man, I guess, is about the third time that he'll be spending. Now he's resuming the third time, I guess. He spent 2 times with the former Senate President, David Mark, and now, this time around, he's got it again. Is it by luck or by providence? Well, he's from Enugu West Senatorial District, from the southeastern region of the country. He's of the PDP, and is also 53 years of age. The same year, both of these leaders are born. Let's go to the lower chambers, where Yakubu Dogara is now the Speaker against the APC's wish. Well, this is perhaps not as painful to the APC as what we saw at the Senate. Well, Mr. Honorable Yakubu Dogara is now the Speaker. He's from Bogoro, Das, Tafawa Balewa, Federal Constituency of Bauchi State. That state is in the northeastern region of the country. Don't forget, that's one of the things that Senator Lawan was talking about, that, look, The northeastern region of the country gave about 78% of votes to the APC to win the presidential election, so they deserve the Senate presidency role. Mr. Dogara is from the APC and is 48 years of age. Who is this deputy from Osun State? Honorable LASUN YUSUF from Ekweremadu, Olorunda, Oshogbo, Orolu, Federal Constituency of Osun State. And, well, Osun is in the southwestern region of the country. In fact, Honorable LASUN YUSUF is older than all of these leaders that we're talking about. He's 54 years of age. Well, that's where we start from, and let me start with the first question with my guest, Senator Florence Ita-Giwa. With what we are seeing, is this a promise the PDP made to the nation when they lost the presidential election, saying that, look, we are going to come back? Is this their first step in coming back?
You know, I've listened to you. I think you're talking about two different things, you know, and I do not think it would be fair for one to bring the issue of PDP coming back. If PDP wants to come back, it will not be through the National Assembly. Nigerians, I don't know political party politics. I know legislative politics. And I do know for one thing that once senators, or even as of especially senators, once you win that election and get to the Senate chambers, the way the Senate is run, which is good for this country, is totally devoid of political party leanings. It's a game of interest. It's a game of who will be able to, you know, lead us properly. And we try to encourage legislation to be done in a way that is devoid of political party leanings. Once you get there, inside the Senate chambers, it's now a game of width and number. And forever, at the time I got to the Senate, like I told you earlier on, I went to the Senate as the only APP senator from the entire south of Nigeria. I was the only one that, south, that defeated PDP. And now when I got to the Senate floor, I saw a division in the ruling party. And for me, I looked at the symbol of that division. And that symbol of the division was the symbol of separation of powers, a symbol of intellect, a symbol of knowledge. That was Okadigbo. So I joined that Okadigbo's group, which was called the opposition group.
Which was the embattled group at that time?
Embattled group. Do you understand? Because at that time, the senators wanted Okadigbo, but the so-called leaders from outside wanted another person. So, you know, initially they got their way, but what happened was impeachment after impeachment. And when that happens, it affects the running of the country. Because you have to have a stable legislature. Because, you know, I still watch in amazement when Nigerians talk about, oh, Buhari is coming, this person is coming. Nigerians still need to understand what democracy is. That there are two arms of government. The third one is the judiciary. But there is no way that you can carry out any policy by pronouncement. These policies must go through the two arms of government. You make your policy, and your policy goes to Senate, you know, for them to now discuss and pass through a bill. And as such, you have to be friends. You have to allow the independence of the legislature.
With what we saw, the alliance with the PDP, definitely we know that Senator Bukola Saraki was not the wish of the APC from the mock election that was held. Eventually, he became, I mean, he is the Senate president. Yes. How healthy do you think this will be for the Senate going forward?
It happens, like I'm telling you, you understand? You see, it's very, very dangerous for you to, any group of leaders to sit outside and say, I want this, I don't want that. Either you keep quiet and you don't talk about who you want.